pains of childbirth to have our whole bodies redeemed and set free. Romans 8-22, 23 JNT. For we know that if our earthly house of this tabernacle were dissolved, we have a building of God, an house not made with hands, eternal in the heavens. For in this we groan, earnestly desiring to be clothed upon with our house which is from heaven. 2 Corinthians 5-1, 2. There is one glory of the sun, and another glory of the moon, and another glory of the stars, for one star differeth from another star in glory. So also is the resurrection of the dead. It is sown in corruption. It is raised in incorruption. It is sown in dishonor. It is raised in glory. It is sown in weakness. It is raised in power. It is sown a natural body. It is raised a spiritual body. There is a natural body, and there is a spiritual body. And so it is written, the first man Adam was made a living soul. The last Adam was made a quickening spirit. The spiritual did not come first, but the natural, and after that the spiritual live. The first man is of the earth, earthy, the second man is the Lord from heaven. As is the earthy, such are they also that are earthy, and as is the heavenly, such are they also that are heavenly. And as we have borne the image of the earthy, we shall also bear the image of the heavenly. 1 Corinthians 15, 41-49. Afterward came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. But he answered and said, Verily I say unto you, I know you not. Watch therefore, for ye know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh. Mt 25, 11-13. Strive to enter in at the strait gate, for many, I say unto you, will seek to enter in, and shall not be able. When once the master of the house is risen up, and hath shut to the door, and ye begin to stand without, and to knock at the door, saying, Lord, Lord, open unto us. And he shall answer and say unto you, I know you not whence ye are. Luke 13-24, 25. In the Scriptures, the true born-again Christians are pictured in heaven, immediately after the resurrection and rapture. After this, the first seal is opened. As it is written, and they sung a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book, and to open the seals thereof, for thou wast slain, and hast redeemed us to God by thy blood out of every kindred, and tongue, and people, and nation. And I beheld, and I heard the voice of many angels round about the throne and the beasts and the elders, and the number of them was 10,000 times 10,000, and thousands thousands. Revelation 5-9, 11. And as the saints are with Jesus, he shall gird himself, and make them to sit down to meat, and will come forth and serve them. Luke 12-37. Wherefore comfort one another with these words. 1 Thessalonians 4-18. There is comfort in looking for the rapture, the blessed hope. There is no comfort in looking for the tribulation. Immediately after the rapture the Antichrist comes forth and the tribulation begins. Shortly thereafter the tribulation will happen as we near the end of the generation of the rebirth of Israel. The last 3.5 years of the 7-year period, as outlined by Daniel, is sometimes called the Great Tribulation. As soon as the rapture takes place, a man of sin whom we call the Antichrist comes forth. A covenant is signed between he and Israel, and others that begins the tribulation, also called the 70th week of Daniel. During this horrible period of God's wrath, Russia, Iran, and other nations will come against Israel. Many nations will be involved. 1/3 of trees are burned up. All green grass is burned up. 1/3 of the sea will become blood. 1/3 of the creatures in the sea will die. 1/3 of the ships are destroyed. 1/3 of the waters become wormwood or poisoned, or radioactive. 1/3 of the day and also the night is darkened. 1/4 of the world's population will die. Food prices will soar. Earthquakes, famines, and pestilences will continue increasing as birth pangs of a woman. Crime and hate will abound. 144,000 male, virgin Jews come forth to evangelize. Many people will get saved, but of these, many will be killed by decapitation for their faith in Jesus Christ. There will also be many false Christ and false prophets. A one-world, false religion which God calls mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth, will increase. This religion has existed for hundreds of years and exists today. The nations of the world have become intoxicated with her false teachings. A temple in Jerusalem will be built. At approximately the midst of the tribulation, the Antichrist will be killed with a wound in the head by a weapon. But his deadly wound will be healed. He will come back to life. He will proclaim himself to be God and move into the temple in Jerusalem. The sacrifices at the temple will be stopped. All that dwell on the earth shall worship the Antichrist, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb. During the last 3.5 years called the Great Tribulation, world conditions will continue to get worse and worse. A one-world system will be set up. The Antichrist shall make war against the saints and will overcome them. Power is given to the Antichrist over all kindreds, and tongues, and nations. A false prophet appears that will do great wonders. The abomination of desolation occurs. An image of the Antichrist, also called the beast, will be set on a wing of the temple. If a person does not worship it, he will be beheaded. The elect Jews now flee for their lives to a place where God will hide them and take care of them during the last 3.5 years. People will be required to take the mark of the Antichrist or the number of his name, which is 666, in or on their forehead or right hand. If they refuse, they cannot buy or sell. 2 prophets of God will appear. One of them is Elijah. These have the power to shut up heaven that it rain not during their days on the earth. They have the power to bring all kinds of plagues on the earth. Multitudes will be slain for the word of God. Locusts will sting men with a sting like a scorpion. It will be so bad that men will seek death and shall not find it. There will be terrible sores upon men. The rivers and fountains will become blood. Men will be scorched with great heat. Earthquakes continue to get worse and worse. Diseases will continue to get worse and worse. 200 million troops will march to Israel from the east and cross the dried-up Euphrates River. 1/3 more of the earth's population will be killed. After 42 months, the 2 prophets of God will be killed. People will rejoice, but then, after 3.5 days, they will arise and ascend up to heaven. Great fear falls on them which see this. Men will be so terrified that their hearts will fail as they consider what is about to happen. Multitudes will hide in the rocks and say, "Fall on us and hide us from him Jesus, for the great day of his wrath is come. And who shall be able to stand?" Revelation 6-16, 17. Immediately after the tribulation, the battle of Armageddon explodes and Jesus Christ returns. Immediately after the tribulation, the battle of Armageddon will explode. It lasts one day. The kings and armies of the earth are gathered to make war against Jesus as he returns. Jesus Christ will return as the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. All his saints will return with him. If he had not returned exactly when he did, there should be no life left on the earth. The greatest earthquake in mankind's history occurs. The cities of the nations fall. Every island fled away. The mountains were not found. There was great hail out of heaven, every stone about the weight of 70 to 100 pounds. The earth will move out of its place. There are so few people left alive that a child could write the number. From the coming forth of the Antichrist, to the time the Battle of Armageddon explodes, there will be 7 seal, 7 trumpet, and 7 vial judgments.